Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, check this out, man. I just wanted to do a story on the incident that happened with Adam Jones. In case you guys don't know, Adam Jones is a outfielder for the Baltimore Orioles, and Adam Jones claims that he was a victim of racism by the Boston Red Sox fans. Now, I believe Adam Jones because this doesn't surprise me about the Boston Red Sox, the organization, the fans, and the city of Boston. And I'll give you a rundown of their history. First of all, the city of Boston is notoriously and historically known for being one of the most racist cities in the country. This is a city that wants to build a statue for Tom Brady, but they don't want to build a statue for Bill Russell. You know, the guy that played for the Boston Celtics that won 11 championships as a player and a coach. You know, this is how Boston Red Sox fans act. Now, keep in mind, when Barry Bonds played, Barry Bonds said, without a shadow of a doubt, he said he would never play in Boston. He said that city is too racist for him. And, of course, the Boston Red Sox fans got mad at him. And everybody got mad at Barry Bonds. But this is Boston's history. All you have to do, if you want to know the history of Boston and racism, one example you could do is look at that movie The Departed with Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Wahlberg, and Jack Nicholson and Matt Damon. Jack Nicholson's Irish mob character was a racist. Mark Wahlberg, who's a racist in real life, played a racist cop. Matt Damon character, it was never revealed whether he was a racist or not, but him working for Jack Nicholson, you would assume that he was. Leonardo DiCaprio's character was a borderline racist. He wasn't a racist like the Mark Wahlberg character, but he was a little bit of a racist because it was a comment he made towards Anthony Anderson's character when they was at the police academy. But it was a racist comment, but it was the truth. But as I said before, this is Boston's history. Keep in mind the Boston Red Sox was the very last team to sign an African-American player. Now, Jim Rice, he played for the Boston Red Sox. He was a black baseball player, and he said he was a victim of racism when he played there. So keep that in mind. Now, I want to also give you some history about the Boston Red Sox. In the 80s, the Boston Red Sox organization was sued by a black player. Don't know who the black player was, but he sued them, claiming that the organization was racist. And guess what? He won because of Boston's historic racism towards blacks. You know, that's why when a lot of these celebrities, they come out, some of them are really from Boston, but they'll say they from another area. They'll say they not from exactly Boston because they know that that city is notoriously racist. They'll say, oh, I'm from the New England area. Because, you know, John Cena is from the Boston area. Mark Wahlberg is from Boston. Ben Affleck was born in California, but he was raised in Boston. You know, and don't give me that shit that he's a Democrat. That doesn't mean shit. Democrats are just as racist as Republicans. Especially the California Democrats. Racist as hell. And that's just fact. So I don't want to hear that shit about, oh, well, you know. Now, as I said before, this doesn't surprise me about Boston. Barry Bonds, one of the greatest baseball players ever. I say Barry Bonds is at least top 5 greatest baseball players ever. If he would have won a ring, you could make the argument that he might be number 1. But he said he would never play in the city of Boston because he said that city was just too racist for him. Say what you want to say about Barry Bonds, but Barry Bonds don't come across as a liar. And if everybody has said this about Boston, then it has to be true. There's white people that said Boston is a racist ass city, and said live in Boston because they said the city was too racist for them. So, you know, let's do a rundown. Now, let's talk about some actors. You know, it was brought to my attention by one of my subs that, now I knew about Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg is a fucking racist. Go look at his Wikipedia. And shout out to Jay Knight, because I, unfortunately, patronized that Wahlburgers joint. But then Jay Nice sent me some information about Mark Wahlberg. Oh, wow. This dude been charged with multiple hate crimes, you know, towards Asians and blacks. Mark Wahlberg, this fucking punk, threw rocks at little black girls that were like riding bikes through his neighborhood and shit. You know, and he gets and then he gets mad when people bring this up and shit. But then the media then gave him a pass for that shit too, because they really ain't went into him on doing that shit like they would have did somebody else that was a little darker. Then Mark Wahlberg made a funny style comment. They asked him, because he has daughters, if I'm not mistaken, and they asked him what would he do if his daughter wanted to date a black person. And he had this funny look on his face. And so, you know, Mark Wahlberg, you know, he's a racist. And then also, let's talk about his brother Donnie, Trump supporter. And as far as I'm concerned, any white person that supports Trump, they pretty much a racist to me, because Trump is a racist. So if you white and you support Trump, as far as I'm concerned, you a racist. Don't come on here trying to say, oh, no, I'm not, I support Trump. And then, no, if you support Trump, you're a racist. You're a flat out fucking racist. But anyway, I just wanted to give y'all the rundown on the Boston, you know, Red Sox, the city of Boston, and their history of racism. This doesn't surprise me at all. And the owner of the Red Sox, John Henry, talked about, oh, we're going to get to the bottom of this. They ain't going to do shit. Trust me. I'm out.